too. I learned a lot of things. I've been doing me, I've been doing okay. Come fuck with me, be my Beyonce. Know you love me, but girl, you're crazy. She's so great.
But whatever it is that you can do, if you've given all of yourself to it, you've done your best, where could there be regret?
Power to support.
The only advice I would have would be to not listen to anyone and to do what you love and to make things that you love, whatever it is. Make your favorite things. Be the audience. You be the audience. Make the thing for you the audience. It doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. And if you have to get a job to support yourself so that you can make your art, that's fine. You can't make art for someone else. You can't make art with someone else in mind. I don't believe it can be good.
So what does success feel like? Are you grateful?
Now, just to speak on a couple of things that he said, bro, make what's for you, bro. Stop listening to all these folks. Now, mind you, that has nothing to do with, now, if someone give me criticism, and this is where I take criticism, when you tell me like the exact problem, like, okay, you should have did this note like harder like this, or you should have had this mixed like this, whatever the case may be. Just tell me the issue. And once they started saying, oh, you're never going to be this, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and this song is whack. Like, okay, tell me why it's whack. You get what I'm saying? But besides all that, for the most part, number one, you got to make the music for you first. Then we can build on other stuff. And then, because that's when the business come in, and that's when you can decide which routes you're going to really take. You feel what I'm saying? Like, far as the music goes, it's like what kind of music to make, this, that. But at first, you guys, everyone that's watching it, you need to be experimental. You need to be experimental, right? You don't need to, whatever the case may be, you need to be experimental and do it to your best ability, but put it out, see what people say, still give people feedback, I would say, but don't take it to the brain. Like, don't take it to the heart. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You need to, whatever first. Like, you dog, you tripping, dog. Like, real stuff. You tripping. Like, once I've learned that, because I used to be the one that was like, okay, you feel me? But now it's like, no, making what I want to make, but to your best ability though. As long as it sounds good to you, even if it don't sound good to you, like, you are artist, right? So you just making music. Okay, cool. Anything can sell. You feel what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean go in the studio and make anything. Now, everything has to be a story, plot, all that stuff. See, I'm giving y'all so much information that you can get all this information about Let's Help You Grow Now. I will mentor you, walk you through certain stuff, et cetera, et cetera. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, but make the music for yourself first. And then we can talk about the other stuff. Just like, now, you need to focus on the music business. That's why I got courses and stuff that you could check out. My link in the description. But besides that, bro, you need to be focused. Like, you need to be focused. You feel me? On you, on type of stuff that you want to hear and you would like to hear, et cetera, et cetera.
Are you proud of the work you've done in the past? Or is there some engine of constant dissatisfaction, like self-criticism of, I could have done better?
No, I'm pleased with the work that we did. Excited to keep working. It's fun. I don't know what else I would do with myself, because I like like making things fun. I feel like it's my reason to be on the planet. So I just keep doing it.
I'm extremely self-critical. So you don't have that self-criticism, harsh, like, this could have been better, this
if it could have been better, I would keep working on it. It's like, if it could be better, it's not done. Well, it's the best it can be. I've done everything I can to make it the best it can be. And that's all. I can't do more than that. So there's nothing to be critical of. I did my if you always give all of yourself and do your best, which you're capable of doing, I'm not suggesting that you're capable of doing more than you can do. But whatever it is that you can do, if you've given all of yourself to it, you've done your best, where could there be regret?
Now, that's facts. Like, now, you and me know. Like, you know when you do something bad, you know when you doing your all, it's like you being in class, like you know you cheated, bro. Like you know you cheated on that girl paper, bro. Like I used to do that shit. But like for real though, like you know you looked on her paper, and then the teacher comes up to your desk with a goddamn 100. You feel what I'm saying? Like come on now, you know you cheated on real stuff. You feel me?
Seems like music has the ability to bring us so much depth in our soul that's hard to access any other way. And without it, there would be a loss beyond the pleasure of it. It feels like it's a window into something else.
Something that no other medium can express quite the same way.
I would say not as automatically. Something about music can do it automatically. Maybe poetry or maybe certain abstract forms can get us there. But there's something about music that really can get us there quickly. It starts with this, again, coming in blank, like not having any preconceived ideas, being open and really listening and not thinking about what you're going to say next.
How much have you burned taking online courses? Are you addicted to courses about creating other courses? Do you keep telling yourself
you're going to say next or what your opinion is? Basically being a recorder, just hearing what comes in. And then once you hear what comes in, processing that information and trying our best to do that without any of the beliefs that we might have to impact what that is. You know, if I ask you a question, I don't want to listen to you and have any reaction happening when you're speaking. I want to be as neutral as possible. For me, my goal is not to form an opinion, it's to understand. So if anything, I would draw you out further and just ask questions to really understand, or if you say something that somehow triggers me in a way that I wouldn't challenge you, I would ask, like, oh, how did you find that? You know, how did you get to that place?
From a place of curiosity, you would try to figure out.
Yeah, I want to understand who the person is. And through questioning, we can usually get there, or through just spending time together, you find out who the person is. It's one of the main jobs, my jobs as a record producer, is to keep the voices away from the artist, from all the people who are really on their side but don't know. You know, like the whether it be people, anyone on the business side who doesn't make things, they're excited to do their part. You know, they're excited if when you deliver the thing, the art that you make to me, then we can start the project. But there's nothing to sell if the art doesn't happen in the right way, and it has to be protected, and it can't happen on the same kind of a timetable that business can. It's just a different thing. Art doesn't come in a quarterly way. The other side of it is, in success, there can be a lack of reality where all of the people around the successful person just tell them everything they do is great, and then they don't have anything to bump up against anymore, have a realistic sense of how things work, or how things measure, you know? So both sides are really important, both avoiding the voices getting in the way and having a trusted group of, you know, a sangha, a group of people who can say, you know, I don't know if that's as good. And you can still, you know, say, I don't care what you think, that's fine. But it helps to hear it. You know, it helps to have, if someone who you respect tells you something isn't good enough, it's helpful.
When you know it comes from a place of love, when it comes from a place of wisdom.
100%. And not from a place of fear, not from a place of, oh, this doesn't sound like it's going to do as well as your last thing. That's not the point. The point is, on this quest for greatness, are you living up to your ability?
Like bro, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like getting feedback and constructive criticism and all that is cool, but let me know the problem. Like if I'm going to the doctor or whatever the case may be, I don't want you to tell me what it could be. No, I want you to tell me, like, be the problem, the solution, et cetera, et cetera. Now that doesn't mean you're 100% right, or whatever the case may be, but you know, there you go. Like, other than that, if they're not coming from that place, then they either hating, jealous, projecting, right, et cetera, et cetera. Like, no. And you as an artist, you need to be able to learn. Now, mind you, if you come into a conversation with someone is talking about your music or whatever the case may be, you can take it, pause, if you're a guy watching this. But yeah, you can listen, but you don't have to listen, right? Because people want to be online all day, saying this, saying that. Like, bro, you're not giving me a solution. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, I hope every artist, you will never be done mixing a track. So that means you will never be done with that song. So that's why he was like in the beginning, do everything to your best ability. If you're looking for the end of if you can keep chasing the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you try to rush and all that extra stuff, et cetera, just to get a perfect image, it would never happen. You know what I'm saying? It would never be that.
You know, I believe we're vehicles for information that when it's ready to come through, it comes through. And the people who have good antennas pick up the signal. But if I'm sure you've had an experience in your life where you've had an idea for something and you've not acted on it, and eventually someone else does it. And it's not because they're doing it because you had the idea and they stole your idea. It's because the time has come for that idea. And if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
It's being broadcast by whatever the source is.
Whatever the source is.
And that's another thing, bro. Y'all got to stop telling everyone what you finna do, what you want to do, et cetera, et cetera. Because say if you tell someone you finna do something, and it might be something that's worldwide that anybody can do, and they go do it. Not only they go do it, you don't. But even if you do it, they'll do it like the day before or something like that. Like, stop that. Like, y'all gotta stop doing it. Seriously.
I think we all have our own antenna for whatever it is that we, you know, maybe not everyone has tuned into their antenna to see what it is that their strength in bringing through is. I'm lucky in that it found me because I didn't know that I didn't even know this was a job. A lot of the job also is the expectation. It's like setting up an expectation that we really can make a great Black Sabbath record that stands alongside their best work. I can remember having a conversation with Johnny Cash saying on our first album, saying, we're gonna make the best album you ever made. And he looked at me like I was insane. Like how could he even think that way? He felt like he hadn't made a good record in probably 25 years and had been discarded. You know, at the time that I met him, he was playing at dinner theaters and had been dropped from 2 labels and nobody cared. So the idea of shifting that, reframing the experience to not just, well, let's just get in, let's just do an album, but let's do whatever it takes for it to be the best album we've ever made. What would that sound like? How would that work? How much work would go into it? Are you willing to commit to that?
Yeah.
It's because it's not easy, and some artists don't like it, and I've worked with some artists where it hasn't worked out, where they just are not willing to do the work.
Yeah, man, you gotta be able, willing to do the work, 100%. Like 100%. No matter how you feel or whatever the case may be. Now, mind you, and I'm gonna talk about some stuff, but just make sure y'all stay good, because it's serious. Like, it's time to make that music, bro. Make that music. Do what you got to do, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so thank y'all for watching. Let's help you grow now. Check my links in my description. You might be able to learn something new.